To this edition of The Take. I'm your host as always, Ken Dix here. Glad you enjoyed The Take as we getting festive here on The Take, the hub of pop culture and entertainment moments of the week. Thank you all for watching this edition of The Take. So, first things first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Take here on Connect, and don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button here on The Take. All right, we got a lot to get to. Let's get to the big story. The big story of the week is, all right. This coming Sunday on Instagram or whatever you want to call it, Verzuz returns with a battle among R&B divas, the modern R&B divas of the 2000s. Now, if you can recall Ashanti, Keyshiacole, yes, Ashanti with Baby, Baby, Baby. And keyshiacole with this. Yeah. All right. So these two women who've been through a lot, been through so many journeys, they come together for a verse. Last time this happened was when Brandy and Monica, who did the verses, and it was the most watched verses ever. And then recently with Gucci Mane and Young Jock, that was a verses that many people would never forget. So, like I said, let's look back at Ashanti and Keyshiacole's musical history and get you familiar with them with this.
And I was all you had. You know my heart is beating for you. I can't stop crying. I don't know how I allow you to treat me this way. Still I stay. Baby, without you, rainy days stay away. When you come around, say you're here to stay. We're deep, boy. I want to tell me that I need.
Ashanti, get your ass back. You're having too much fun out there in Africa. We need that versus. Keyshiacole, I love you very, very, very much. I'm in trouble. Terrell, we've been talking about this, right? Because they're both my sisters. And they both look to me as a brother for 20 years. We can't pick a side, but it's sad because with Ashanti, I always pick a side, right? But this is a terrible time for me. Have you ever been in a situation where two of your friends is going at it and you like, what could you do? I mean, it's all in fun. So I think I'll just mind my business and enjoy the verses. Usually Ashanti goes against anybody in the world and I'm with her, guns blazing. She's going against Keyshia. Keyshia, my other sister. Family. She's there 1,000,000%. You seen her on my birthday singing, love. You know, it's a hard one, but I think we're going to enjoy this one. Amazing. There's an amazing rumor. It's out there, Swiss. It's out there, Timberland. It's a rumor. It's out there. Foxy Brown, Little Kim. It's out there. It's a rumor. It's out there on internet and everything. Man, we're going to have to get fly for that one. We're gonna have to show out for that Foxy Brown Little Kim. If it's true, it might just be a rumor, just like I'm watching Tyson against Evander Holyfield too. You know, the internet do whatever they want. But that would be a mean versus Foxy Brown, Little Kim. It's for the culture, huh? Eat Philly? Yeah, eat Philly.
Did you hear the news? That's right, keyshiacole versus Ashanti. Ashanti versus keyshiacole. That is the next Verzuz. Round of applause for them queens. Yes, just announced Ashanti versus keyshiacole in a Verzuz battle for the ages is going down next weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like we should do an ode to them on some level in the playlist of life. Stay tuned. DJ Peanut has more. It's the Kenny Burner Show, baby, on the People Station, V103.
You see right there, Ashanti and keyshiacole still trying to keep themselves relevant. And you want to know what they're doing today. Ashanti's still singing. She's still an owner of her own label. So she hasn't produced a hit in a couple of years. As well as keyshiacole. keyshiacole normally do a Fox Soul show. Don't know what happened to that. So this is going to be interesting to see. And many people are even speculating that Foxy Brown and Lil Kim may do a Verzuz. If they do a Verzuz, you know they're gonna be off the chain, off the chain indeed. So we keep our eye on that. So hey, we'll see on Verzuz. All right, let's move over to talk shows this week. On talk shows this week. All right, many of you may have heard the news that Wendy Williams' mother had passed away, Shirley, and we thought she passed away this past week. But Wendy Williams addressed the situation on her show regarding her mother's passing with this.
She also talked me into picking out this outfit today. She's also died. Yeah. My mom passed away many weeks ago. You know how during Corona, during the world topsy-turvy, people starving, people out of jobs, just everybody's life is something new? Well, and you know how you lose track of the day and date and the time? All I know was that it was a long time ago. And me and the five of us, mom, dad, my siblings and me, the five of us, because she'll always be here. She's squawking at me right now. She's pissed because I requested confetti cannon because that's what she wanted. Anyway, my mom and our relationship became closer and closer once I went away to college, could escape, Jersey. And it became closer and closer and closer to the point where, first of all, she passed away beautiful and peacefully and surrounded by love. And she didn't suffer, not one bit, thank goodness, because that squawking voice. Wendy. And our relationship was like that of two teenage girls, 17. If I could pick an age, 17. And we talked about, how if you have siblings, you each have different relationships with your mom and your dad. No relationship is the same. And I don't know about my brother and my sisters. We don't talk about what our relationship is like with our dad.
All right, you see right there, Wendy Williams taking it up the chin, being strong, showing strength and courage. She said her mother passed away weeks ago, but the news came out. So Wendy Williams knew what was just going on about her mom. So Wendy Williams trying to ensure that her father, her family, her siblings are taken care of since the passing of the matriarch of her mother. So our prayers and condolences goes out to the family of Wendy Williams at this time. All right. Meanwhile, on Red Table Talk on Facebook, Jada Pinkett Smith, Willow, and Granny, Lori Loughlin's daughter, the actress who known as Aunt Becky on Full House, she appeared on the Red Table Talk. Now you know that college admission scandal when many people are speculating that Lori Loughlin and a couple of other people paid experts to help their kids get into college and make them college look like they was able to get in college, and then it all turned out to be some kind of flaw. Well, Lori Loughlin's daughter, Olivia Jade, sat down with the ladies and discussed the whole college admission scandal and how Lori Loughlin is doing while in jail. Take a look.
Pity. I don't deserve pity. We messed up. I just want a second chance to be like, I recognize I messed up. Right. And for so long, I wasn't able to talk about this because of the legalities behind it. I never got to say, I'm really sorry that this happened, or right. I really own that this was a big mess up on everybody's part. But I think everybody feels that way in my family right now. I'm not trying to victimize.
You see right there, Olivia Jade dressing the elephant in the room, and what can you say when you're a social influencer? Just stick to that. That's your job. You just get paid by endorsing ads. You ain't that smart. Just don't like working and going to college. Go do what you gotta do. Find some other piece of bread. So hey, it is what it is. Also on The View this week, Whoopi Goldberg and Lay's asked a senator why haven't the Republicans recognized Joe Biden as president, and why does Donald Trump keeps on thinking he won the election? You won't believe what the senator's question was with this.
He did lose, and that we need to move forward with the president-elect Joe Biden. What is this about? Is this America?
Whoopi, it should be concerning to anybody and everybody who loves democracy, loves this great country, and thinks democracy is being threatened, as I do. There's no doubt. I mean, the certifications are all done now. And the only thing I can tell you is my colleagues, and these are a lot of my friends I work with every day, they don't know how to combat 70 million Twitter followers that he might have on his following him and his base. That's the thing they're concerned about. But I can assure you, if all 200 of these senators and Republican Congress people would just say, listen, enough's enough. I believe in America. I'm supporting our Constitution, and I'm fighting to protect democracy. They can move forward. So you can't take on all 200.
So are you saying that?
Yeah, it's just delusional all over. So everyone's being delusional and maintain that standard of like, we just live in another world. That's what it is, another world. Another world indeed. All right. On The Real this week, a familiar face returns home to the real with this.
I'm NAACP Image Award and Emmy Award-winning host that we had the honor of working with for 6 seasons on this show. Please welcome my heart, Tamara Mori-House.
Oh my goodness!
I promise myself I'm not going to cry. It's so good to see you, ladies. You always look so beautiful, and I'm so proud of you. Hi, Marcel! Hi!
I'm so excited that you are here. I'm so excited you're here.
I'm excited to be here. I just want to let you
for a
guys
long
know.
time.
Yes, behind the scenes, I've been trying to get this together. So I'm really happy that I'm here today.
We're happy to have you. Now I have to tell you, these ladies have been mentioning how they miss your positive energy and your infectious laugh. So what qualities or or quirks do you miss about each and one of them? I want to hear this.
Okay.
So right there, Tamara Morrihausen, who was a long staple of the grill, came back to promote her new Christmas film and wish the ladies good success. So Tamara Morrihausen doing okay. You can tell he had a Christmas tree just like I do. So it is what it is. So Tamara Morrihausen celebrating the art of Christmas and celebrating what's her next move by being an actress. We talked about it last couple of weeks on Connect Now too. Tamara Morrihausen might want to be on the Hallmark channel because she's trying to avoid politics because her husband is in politics, and you know, Black Twitter trying to get her to see that, but she don't want to see it. So it's just a whole, you know what, you know how they go. You know how they go. All right. In no celebrity news this week, so be back with more Take. Don't go anywhere. This is the Take here on Connect TV. To the Take. I'm your host as always, Ken Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Take on this Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Here on the Take, the hub of pop culture. I've been your host, Kendrick Dix. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Take here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and you won't miss a thing. You won't miss a thing here on the Take, the hub of pop culture. Let's get to the political rundown. On the political rundown this week, history has been made as Joe Biden picks Lloyd Austin to run the Department of Defense. Let's take a look with this.
Retired four-star Army General Lloyd Austin. If confirmed, he would be the first African-American to lead the Pentagon. Here's ABC's Martha Raddatz.
Four-star Army General Lloyd Austin spent 41 years in uniform, retiring just 4 years ago.
I've only known one life, and that is the life of a soldier.
A life that could propel him into the history books after President-elect Joe Biden nominated him to be the first African-American defense secretary in U.S. history. As a civilian, of course, not a soldier, which is where things get complicated. Austin has decades of battlefield experience. I flew out of Baghdad with him in 2011 when all U.S. troops pulled out of Iraq. But 3 years later, the U.S. was back, with ISIS rolling through Iraq and Syria, Austin facing tough questions about the $500 million effort to train Syrian fighters, which was fizzling. Austin is well respected on the Hill, but would need a waiver to serve as a civilian. Some senators are concerned.
All right, you saw right there, Joe Biden has made history by picking Lloyd Austin as his next Secretary of Defense. That means that Lloyd Austin could be the first African-American man to lead the department. That is historic. I mean historic in all precedents that many people wouldn't even imagine believe that African-American running the top military defense, running the military department, Department of Defense. And this gives new hope to those out there who's in military in your of African-American descent, of color. If he can do it, he's going to run this nation with the weapons, the the utility. Come on now. Ain't no excuse. And I get people have mental illness. I get that. And some people can do it, some people can't. It's just depending on the nature. But that is historic. History has been made. Also, congratulations to Lord Austin. Let's move over to what's going on in Georgia. There are two highly contested races going on in Georgia between John Ossoff and the Reverend Akababa or something, going against the Republican seats. Well, President Obama adds his star power to the mix with this.
Yes, folks come back and ask you to do some more. And you are now, once again, the center of our civic universe, because the special election in Georgia is going to determine, ultimately, the course of the Biden presidency and whether Joe Biden and Kamala Harris can deliver legislatively all the commitments they've made. So Georgia, get to work. Like Reverend Warnock said, put on some shoes, put on some marching shoes. Yeah, throw out those bedroom slippers. Get out from under the covers. Let's do some work.
You see Obama trying to campaign to get them those seats because they can balance the shift in power with everything going on with healthcare, the pandemic and stuff. So it can kind of alter it and kind of helps source the center in the future. So we'll see how this plays out. Even John Ossoff had this debate, and look how he mocked his opponent, David LaPrue, with this.
Asked him and answer that question yourself. You have 90 seconds. I appreciate that. Well, it's a strange situation to be asking a question of a sitting United States senator who is not here to debate as he asks for the votes of the people to be reelected. Senator Perdue, I suppose, doesn't feel that he can handle himself in debate. Or perhaps is concerned that he may incriminate himself in debate. Both of which, in my opinion, are disqualifying for a U.S. senator seeking re-election. He may not wish to be asked questions, for example, about his trades in Regions Bank, while he championed legislation to benefit the firm, or his trading of defense contractor stocks while he directed taxpayer dollars to them. But whatever the reason that Senator Perdue is not with us today, I think what I would ask him is why he continues to oppose $1,200 stimulus checks for the American people at this moment of crisis. Why he fought against them in the first place, and why he isn't in Washington right now championing direct financial relief, stimulus checks directly for an American people who are suffering. If I had the opportunity to ask the senator a question, if the senator were not too much of a coward to debate in public, then that's what I'd ask him.
Yes, John Ossoff mocked his opponent, Senator David Perdue, saying that the senator was absent, didn't show up for the debate, and he had to debate himself. So let's see if John Ossoff can pull that C out. John Ossoff, this hasn't been his first rodeo. He has ran, but he lost. But could this be his moment? Could this be his time? All times will tell. Also, on the reality show Clip Down this week, speaking of Atlanta, where we go on to the season 13 premiere of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Kenya Moore weighing her options on whether or not should she stay in her marriage to Mark Daly or get a divorce. But her lawyer gives her some solid advice on what she should do with this.
Ensure that he's able to spend quality time with Brooklyn. You can file a petition of separate maintenance. Means that we need to define some things, including custody and child support. Or you could just say, I'm tired of feeling this way. I want a divorce. Which of the two do you believe you're ready to proceed on?
I need to just look at everything and figure it out.
All right.
We've been separated well over 10 months, and I have Brooklyn with me 100% of the time, and I feel like I need to have custody issues settled before I actually file for divorce.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You gotta stop being self-deprecating.
I'm not.
You really beat yourself up because of this dude. I know how black women want especially black women celebrities. Y'all give away everything, for your career. And then you go and you say, okay, I'm gonna go get this family. Yeah. Right? But his failure is not your failure. His failure is his failure. Yeah. You gotta get to fight that dog.
Well, I'm working on it. I'm here, right?
Yeah.
Kenya kind of weighing her options about divorce. I figure like the dude, you ain't been sleeping with the dude for a long time and you ain't been talking to the dude, you've been arguing with him back and forth. Like I said, with divorce, it's about money and sex. At the end of the day, y'all got the money, just the sex, but then y'all might not be compatible and stuff. So I think he probably don't want to be on TV, and she kind of does like being on TV. So call in your ties, co-parent, and move on. So Kenya got a lot on her plate right now, and she got to figure out why she I think she'll get a divorce. That's just me personally. Meanwhile, Portia embracing her roots as a social activist for the Black Lives Matter movement. Portia showing her true self and marching down with the rest of them with this.
This landed in Kentucky. We are going to head to the location to meet the rest of the protesters. Hope wanted to be here to stand up for Breonna Taylor, and so we want justice.
What resonated with me about Breonna Taylor's death is that she was a frontline worker in her home, resting in her bed. The police butt in her door, shoot 8 shots to her innocent body for no reason.
I am here to make a Mallory and her group Until Freedom. They have been protesting for many, many years against the injustice against Black people.
See right there, Portia Williams marching down, even going to Kentucky to fight for social injustice for Breonna Taylor. So Portia Williams putting her shoes down with her marching shoes. Remember years ago, season 1, Portia didn't know what the Underground Railroad stood for, and now she's kind of speed up her process to get her thoughts together and try to figure out what's next for her. So I'm happy for Portia embracing her roots. All right, on news this week, the COVID-19 vaccine could be coming near the doors near soon. Well, they said the COVID-19 vaccine, Margaret Keane in the UK was the first person to take the shot. And so we'll see how her prognosis is and see going forward. And Margaret, at 90-some years old, could withstand and withstood the COVID-19 disease that we had this hellacious year with the pandemic. And I think COVID-19 going to be the theme or the person of the year. By Time Magazine, watch. Watch what I tell you. And finally, the viral video of the week. Imagine you are a pedestrian driving on the highway, and all of a sudden you see this NBA great with this. LeBron James pulls up out of nowhere and drives up and speeds up out of nowhere. And LeBron James is just like everyone else. He's just a regular person. He likes to drive on the interstate like everybody else do. So LeBron James has that luxury and that presence about him. So hey, it is what it is. LeBron James is an average Joe. All right, that ends the tape for this Thursday, December 10th, 2020. We continue our road to Christmas. So hey, for me being Kendrick Dick saying so long, and we'll see you next week for another edition of The Tape. See you later.